Well, the renaming of the airport, McCarran International Airport, really revealed the true colors of these politicians, whether it's Sisolak, the county commissioners, Aaron Ford, Susie Lee, and it really showed who these people truly work for and where they're getting their orders and who's part of the political machine. And as you know, you can also assume that Harry Reid would have not been in power, or you can say that MGM Resorts had a lot of special help from the Harry Reid political machine. And it is no coincidence that MGM Resorts lobbied to change the name to Harry Reid. And this is pretty shocking to a lot of people, but it really reveals truly that whether or not these elected officials work on the behalf of the people of Nevada, or do they just work just for fun and games and their special interest groups. So you can see here Murren obviously is a good pal of Harry Reid. You know, he gives massive campaign contributions. They're all in the bed with Wall Street. Wall Street controls the casinos in one way or another. The Culinary Union, they bus their workers to the polls. Harry Reid helped. Nevertheless, he worked with, I believe, Dubai World to save the City Center project. After helping Jim Murren, the Criminal COVID Task Force, and the Andrew Pascal to cash in our city, so you can see Andrew Pascal is from the Wynn Resorts. They could bankrupt the competition and devastate small businesses on pennies on the dollar. And they approved the airport change. So this angered local business owners who were already struggling to maintain their businesses by the COVID task force. You don't name a car a new computer with a 50% of the possible consumers that dislike. Others suggested leaving the name stand or make it the Las Vegas International Airport. The MGM Resorts director, Jason Gray, read from the new CEO. He said that McCarran's history of support for racist and anti-Semitic, but then again, you see right here, Harry Reid has a remark of racist past, okay, regarding President Obama. But nobody's talking about it. It's all double standard, right? So why is MGM working hard to destroy Las Vegas? So you got a $32 million parachute. You can see how this all works. They block people if they expose their truth. They sued 1,900 victims of the Route 91 shooting. He sold company stock beforehand. And let me tell you this, by the way, this isn't just, of course, Murren. There's a lot of casino elites who are behind this. You look at the Adelsons. He says that it would be an honor to rename the airport. So this is why, believe it or not, you're not getting much difference in office when other Republicans or Democrats are in office, because the casino elites, as it seems, they are obviously good friends. They're in the same bed and they fund both candidates to give people the illusion to think that somehow, well, there is a choice.
You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything.
I don't think that's the case with Adelson, for instance. He's spent $100 million.
I know. Hey, I know.
And
Sheldon,
I know you should know more.
I know Sheldon Adelson.
Yeah.
He's not in this for money. He did not in this to make money. He's in it because he has certain ideological views. Now, Sheldon Adelson, social views are in keeping with the Democrats on choice, on all kinds of things. So Sheldon Adelson, don't pick on him. He's not in it to make money.
Sheldon Adelson's not in it for the money. That's hilarious, man. Now, you want to know why all of a sudden Harry Reid backs away from criticizing Sheldon Adelson? Because he's in the state of Nevada.
But there really isn't. And he's saying, yeah, he's fighting against anti-Semitism. But, of course, why are they trying to import Muslim refugees? Why is the fact that MGM Resorts funding the Center for American Islamic Relations? Now, you can see here that what a lot of these candidates have in common is that they always try to pander to the immigrant pro-Hispanic base. Now, you can see here Seckerbloom was the one that helped push this airport idea. And hopefully I'll be able to talk to this senator or this commissioner sometime soon. But you can see that Ruben Kihuen was a guy who was pumped by identity politics. He was a former illegal immigrant who became a citizen. And of course, they do things like that in order to install fear, hysteria, guilt, and make people think, oh, we got to represent the immigrant community. But in reality is, they know that the masses are incredibly frustrated with the Reid establishment. So what do? How do they maintain their power? Well, they pander to the immigrant, non-citizen community to basically maintain their voting base. That's what corrupt politicians do. And remember, the worst thing of it all is it's benefiting the corporate elites. And you can see here, this is why they're pushing for U.S. citizenship for all these unauthorized immigrants. So, and you can see down, they're pushing so hard to give food to their illegal aliens because they want to do what they can to keep them to stay in the area. They know the economy is very fragile. And this is why I'm telling a lot of people, believe it or not, that you should call the Federal Aviation Administration right here and tell them that if you're a business owner, that renaming the airport would be very, very costly. And to further show true colors, by the way, you can see here that MGM Jim Murren remembers Sheldon Adelson. Well, guess what? This further proves very likely that these are all pals. They're in the same boat. These are very rich, powerful people who have incredible political power, who backed Sandoval, very similar politicians, Heller, Harry Reid, and they're in the same boat. You don't have real competition. You don't have real choice when it comes to businesses, when it comes to politicians. And speaking of the Harry Reid airport, you can see here, now I want you to make sure that you get these scandals and you spread them all across. I think we can start putting banners and signs in the McCarran airport. You can see here the 10 most wanted corrupt politicians, violating Senate rules, JW's most corrupt politicians list. You can see here, I've made a video about this, $115 million in foreign investor visa deal. Just literally the list goes on and on. Harvey Whitmore, that was regarding the Coyote Springs development. So my question is, why aren't the people fighting back? Why aren't people investigating? Why aren't people holding these people accountable? Folks, this is the real problem when it comes to Murren, Reid, Stadium. The issue is people in this state don't fight back. They're very gullible, they're very naive, and they're sleepwalking thinking that the next rigged election is somehow going to rescue them. But it's up to you to spread this information and make sure that the truth gets out there and these people are held accountable. Or hopefully we can assume that the U.S. economy will tank, their system will crumble, and then people will rise up.